Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm super excited to show you something really cool. It's called Tcode. Now, what is Tcode? Tcode is basically a Claude-style AI coding agent that you can run directly on your Android phone using Termux. Imagine having a powerful AI assistant right in your pocket that can create websites for you, process your videos and images, automate file management, convert audio files, and handle so many daily tasks, all from your phone without needing a computer. Sounds amazing, right? So in this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the entire process step by step, from downloading and installing Tcode to setting it up, and then I'll show you some really practical examples of what you can do with it. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have a powerful tool that will make your life so much easier. So let's jump right in. All right, so the first thing we need to do is download Tcode. So pick up your phone and open any browser you have. Chrome, Firefox, whatever you prefer. Now, in the search bar at the top, type Custom UDP and press the search button or hit enter. You'll see some search results. Look for the Custom UDP website and tap on it to open it. Once you're on the Custom UDP website, you'll see the homepage. Now look for the menu icon. It's usually 3 horizontal lines at the top left or top right corner of the page. Tap on that menu icon. A menu will slide out from the side. Now carefully scroll through this menu list and you'll see different options listed there. Look for one that says AI Agents. Once you find it, tap on AI Agents. Great, now you're on the AI Agents page. This page lists various AI tools and agents. Scroll down slowly through this page until you find Tcode. Once you spot Tcode, tap on it or tap on the download button next to it. The download will start, and you'll notice the file is named something like tcode.tar.gz. That's a compressed archive file, kind of like a zip file. Just let it download completely. You can see the download progress in your notification bar. Once it's done downloading, we're ready for the next step. Okay, so Tcode has finished downloading. Now we need to extract it. Think of this like unzipping a folder to get all the files inside. So open your File Manager app. Most Android phones have one pre-installed. It might be called Files, My Files, or File Manager. Open that app. Once you're in the File Manager, look for the Downloads folder. It's usually right there on the main screen. Tap to open the Downloads folder. Now scroll through your downloads until you find the file we just downloaded. It should be called tcode.tar.gz, or something similar with Tcode in the name. Once you find it, tap and hold on the file for about a second. A menu will pop up with different options. Look for an option that says Extract, Extract Here, or Unzip. Different file managers might use slightly different words, but it should be something like that. Tap on the Extract option. The File Manager will now extract all the files. You might see a progress bar for a few seconds. Once it's done, you should see a new folder appear called Tcode, or Tcode with some numbers. That folder now contains all the Tcode files we need. Perfect. Let's move on. All right, next we need to download Termux. Now, what is Termux? Termux is basically a terminal emulator for Android. It lets you run Linux commands on your Android phone. Don't worry if that sounds complicated. I'll guide you through everything. So open your browser again. You can open a new tab if you want. In the search bar, type Termux F-Droid and search for it. Now this is important. You want to download Termux from F-Droid, not from the Google Play Store. The Play Store version is outdated and won't work properly for what we need, so make sure you're downloading from F-Droid. In the search results, look for the F-Droid website link. It usually says something like Termux Terminal Emulator with Packages on fdroid.org. Tap on that link. You'll land on the Termux page on F-Droid. Now scroll down a bit until you see a download button. It might say Download APK or just show a download icon. The file size is usually around 100–150 megabytes, so make sure you have enough space and a good internet connection. Tap the download button and let Termux download completely. Again, you can monitor the download progress in your notification bar. While it's downloading, let's talk about what comes next, but wait for the download to finish before moving forward.
Great! Termux has finished downloading. Now let's install it. Pull down your notification bar and you should see the Termux APK file that just finished downloading. Tap on it. Alternatively, you can go to your File Manager, open the Downloads folder, and tap on the Termux APK file from there. Your phone might show you a warning that says something like, Install unknown apps, or, for your security, your phone is not allowed to install unknown apps from this source. Don't worry, this is normal. Just tap on Settings, then toggle on the option that says Allow from this source, then tap back and try installing again. Tap Install when prompted. The installation will take a few seconds. Once it says App installed, tap Open to launch Termux. When Termux opens for the first time, you'll see a black screen with some text and a command prompt. It looks like a $sign with a cursor blinking next to it. This is the terminal. It might look intimidating, but trust me, it's really simple. Now, before we do anything else, we need to run 2 important commands. These are one-time setup commands that you only need to run once. First, we need to update Termux and upgrade all its packages to make sure everything is up to date. So carefully type this command, and I'll show it on screen as well. pkg update and pkg upgrade. Type it exactly as shown, then press the Enter key on your keyboard. Termux will now download and install updates. You might see a lot of text scrolling on the screen. That's normal. At some point, it might ask you a question like, do you want to continue? YN? Just type Y and press Enter. This update process might take a few minutes depending on your internet speed, so be patient. Once it's completely done, you'll see the command prompt appear again with the $sign. Perfect. Now for the second command. We need to give Termux permission to access your phone's storage. This is important because Tcode will need to access your files to work with them. Type this command, termux-setup-storage. Press Enter. Immediately, you'll see a permission pop-up asking, allow Termux to access photos, media, and files on your device. Tap Allow or Permit. This gives Termux the storage access it needs. Excellent. Termux is now fully set up and ready. Let's move to the next step.
All right, so now we're in Termux and everything is set up. The next step is to navigate to the Tcode folder that we extracted earlier. Now in Termux, we navigate using commands instead of tapping on folders like in a file manager. First, let me show you where we currently are. Type this command, pwd. pwd stands for Print Working Directory. It basically tells you which folder you're currently in. Press Enter. You'll probably see something like \data, \com.termux, \files, \home. That's your home directory in Termux. Now, to move to different folders, we use a command called cd, which stands for Change Directory. But before we use it, we need to know the exact path to our Tcode folder. So here's what you do. Minimize Termux for a moment by pressing your Home button or swiping up. Open your File Manager app again. In the File Manager, navigate to the Downloads folder where you extracted Tcode. You should see the Tcode folder sitting there. Now here's the trick. We need to find the exact path to this folder. Tap and hold on the Tcode folder. A menu will pop up. Look for an option that says Properties, Details, or you might see 3 dots. Tap on the 3 dots, then look for File Info or Details. Once you tap on that, you'll see information about the folder. Look for something that says Path or Location. This will show you the complete path. It'll probably look something like \storage, \emulated, \0, \download, \Tcode, or maybe \storage, \emulated, \0, \downloads, \Tcode. Notice some phones use download and others use downloads with an S. Memorize this path or take a screenshot of it. You can also write it down. This is important because we need to type this exact path in Termux. Now, go back to Termux. Let me show you the command structure. Type cd followed by a space, then type the path you just found. For example, if your path was \storage, \emulated, \0, \download, \Tcode, you would type cd \storage, \emulated, \0, \download, \Tcode. But remember, use your exact path. The folder name might be Downloads instead of Download, or maybe your Tcode folder has a slightly different name. Type it exactly as you saw in the file info. Once you've typed the command, press Enter. If you typed it correctly, you won't see any error. You'll just see the command prompt again. Now, to confirm you're in the right place, type ls. ls means list. It shows you all the files and folders in your current directory. Press Enter. You should now see a list of files including things like install.sh, config.json, and other Tcode files. If you see these files, perfect, you're in the right place. If you see an error, double-check your path and try again.
Awesome! We're now inside the Tcode folder. Now comes the exciting part, actually installing Tcode. Don't worry, this is really simple. You'll notice one of the files we saw when we typed ls was called install.sh. This is an installation script that will automatically set up everything Tcode needs to work. So type this command, bash install.sh. Let me break this down. Bash is the command that runs shell scripts, and install.sh is the script file we want to run. Type it exactly like that, then press enter. Okay, so now the installation has started. You're going to see a lot of text appearing on your screen. The installer is now downloading and setting up Python, which is the programming language Tcode uses, along with all the other libraries and packages that Tcode needs to function. This process will take anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes, depending on your internet speed and phone performance, so this is a good time to grab a coffee or a snack. Just let it run. Don't close Termux or press anything. You'll see text scrolling, files being downloaded, packages being installed. All of this is completely normal. You might see some questions pop up during installation, like, do you want to continue? YN? Whenever you see something like this, just type Y for yes and press enter. Keep watching the screen. Eventually, the scrolling text will stop, and you'll see a confirmation message. This message will say something like, Tcode has been successfully installed, or installation complete. You might also see some instructions about how to use Tcode. Once you see that confirmation message and the command prompt appears again with the $, that means Tcode is fully installed and ready to use. That wasn't so hard, was it? Now let's set up the API keys so Tcode can actually connect to AI services. Alright, so Tcode is installed, but before we can use it, we need to give it access to an AI service. Think of it like this. Tcode is the interface, but it needs to connect to an AI brain to actually process your requests and generate code or responses. Now, there are several options here, and I'm going to show you the free and affordable ones. We have Mistral AI, which is completely free and works great. We have Google's Gemini, which has free daily credits, and we have Z.AI, which has very cheap paid plans. You can also use Claude or other services if you have paid API access, but for this tutorial, I'll focus on the free options. Let me show you how to get API keys from each of these services, and you can choose whichever one works best for you. Let's start with Mistral because it's free and works really well. Open your browser and type this URL in the address bar, https://console.mistral.ai/home. Press enter, and you'll land on the Mistral AI console page. Now, if you don't have an account yet, you'll need to sign up first. Look for a Sign Up or Get Started button, usually at the top right corner. Click it. You can sign up using your Google account, GitHub account, or just your email, whatever you prefer. If you're using email, enter your email address, create a password, and complete the sign-up process. You might need to verify your email, so check your inbox and click the verification link if you get one. Once you're signed up and logged in, you'll be on the Mistral AI console dashboard. Now look at the left side of the screen. You'll see a sidebar menu. In this menu, look for an option that says API Keys. It might have a key icon next to it. Click on API Keys. You're now on the API Keys page. You'll probably see a button that says Create New Key or Plus New API Key. Click on that button. A pop-up or form will appear asking you to name your API key. Type something like Tcode or My Phone. You can name it anything you want. This is just for your reference. Then click Create or Generate. Boom, your API key will be generated. It's a long string of random letters and numbers. Here's what's really important. You'll see a Copy button next to the key. Click that Copy button immediately. Now, this is crucial. Once you close this window, you won't be able to see this key again for security reasons, so make sure you've copied it. You can paste it in a note-taking app temporarily, or we can paste it directly into Tcode's config in a minute. Getting ZAI API key, cheap paid. If you want to use ZAI instead, let me show you how to get that key as well. ZAI has very affordable plans. We're talking a few dollars for thousands of requests. Open a new tab in your browser and go to https://z.ai/manage-API key. Again, if you don't have an account, you'll need to sign up first. Look for the sign up option and create an account. Once you're logged in, you'll be on the API key management page. Here, you'll see options to create a new API key. Some services might ask you to add credits first. If that's the case, look for a billing or add credits option. Choose a small plan to start with and complete the payment. ZAI plans are really cheap, so even $3 to $5 will give you plenty of usage. Once you have credits, create a new API key by clicking the Create API Key button. Give it a name and copy the key that's generated. Getting Google Gemini API key, free with limits. For Gemini, open a new tab and go to https://aistudio.google.com/app/API key. You'll need to sign in with your Google account. Click Sign In at the top right and use your Gmail account.
Once signed in, you'll be in Google AI Studio. Look for a button or section that says Get API Key or Create API Key. Click on it. If this is your first time, you might need to agree to some terms of service. Read through them and click Agree or Accept. Then click Create API Key. You might need to select or create a Google Cloud project. If you see that option, just click Create API Key in New Project for simplicity. Google will generate your API key. Click the copy icon next to it to copy the key. One thing to note about Gemini, it gives you free credits daily, but they can run out quickly if you use it a lot. So I personally recommend Mistral or Z.ai for regular use, but Gemini is great to try out initially. Alright, so now you should have at least one API key copied and ready. Let's configure Tcode to use it. Perfect. Now you have your API key copied. Let's add it to Tcode's configuration file. Don't worry, this is easier than it sounds. Make sure you're still in the Tcode folder in Termux. If you close Termux and came back, you'll need to navigate to the Tcode folder again using that cd command we used earlier. Now, Tcode has a configuration file called config.json, where all the settings are stored. We're going to edit this file using a text editor called Nano. Nano is a simple text editor that works right in the terminal. Type this command, bash nano config.json. Press enter. Your screen will change. You'll now see the contents of the config.json file displayed. It looks like a text file with various settings written in a specific format. Don't be overwhelmed. We only need to change 2 things. Now, use your volume down button to move the cursor down. Yes, the volume down button acts as the down arrow key in Termux. Pretty cool, right? Move down until you find a line that looks like this. JSON, active profile equals Mistral. This line tells Tcode which AI service to use. Now, if you got your API key from Mistral, you can leave this as is. It already says Mistral. Perfect. But if you're using Z.ai instead, you need to change it. Carefully tap on the screen to position your cursor, then delete the word Mistral and type Z instead. So it should look like JSON, active profile equals Z. If you're using Gemini, change it to Gemini. Make sure you keep the quotation marks. They're important. Okay, now keep scrolling down using the volume down button. Look for a line that says JSON, API key equals your Mistral API key, or it might say your API key or something similar. This is where we need to paste the actual API key you copied. Tap on the screen to place your cursor right after the opening quotation mark, before the word your. Now carefully delete everything between the quotation marks. Delete your Mistral API key.
Now this is the important part. We need to paste your actual API key here. If you copied it to a note-taking app, open that app, copy the key again. If it's still in your clipboard, great. In Termux, to paste, you can either long press on the screen and select Paste from the menu, or use Control key, if your keyboard has it, plus Alt plus V. Your API key should now be pasted between the quotation marks. It should look something like JSON, API key equals skproj dash, etc. The key will be a long string of random characters. That's normal. Just make sure it's between the quotation marks and there's a comma at the end. Double-check everything. Make sure you have the correct service name in active profile, your actual API key pasted in API key, all the quotation marks and commas are in place. Once you're sure everything looks good, it's time to save the file. Look at the bottom of your screen. You'll see some commands listed. To save, we need to press Ctrl plus O. That's the letter O, not 0. Press the volume down button on your phone. This acts as Control. While holding volume down, tap the O key on your keyboard. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see it asks file name to write config.json. Just press Enter to confirm. You'll see a message saying wrote X lines. That means the file has been saved. Now to exit Nano, press Ctrl plus X, so hold volume down and tap X. You'll be back at the command prompt. Congratulations! Tcode is now configured with your API key and ready to use. That was the hardest part, and you did it. All right. Tcode is installed, configured, and ready to go. Now, let me show you how to actually use it. It's incredibly simple. First, let me show you something cool. You can use Tcode from anywhere in Termux. You don't need to be in the Tcode folder. Let me demonstrate. Right now, we're in the Tcode folder. Let's move to a different folder. Type cd tilde. The tilde symbol, tilde, is a shortcut that takes you to your home directory. Press Enter. Now type pwd and you'll see you're in a different location. Now, to start Tcode, simply type Tcode. Just the word Tcode. That's it. Press Enter. Boom, Tcode launches and you'll see a chat interface appear. It'll show you a welcome message and a prompt that looks something like you or user. This means Tcode is waiting for you to ask it something. You can now type anything you want. For example, you could type, "Create a simple calculator program in Python," and press enter. Tcode will think for a moment, connect to the AI service using your API key, and then generate the code for you. It might even create the files automatically and tell you where they're saved. When you're done chatting with Tcode and want to exit, you can usually type exit or quit, or just press Ctrl+C, volume down +C to stop the program. Now, here's another really useful way to use Tcode. You can give it a command directly without entering the chat interface. This is great for quick tasks. Now let's do some file management. Over time, your phone probably accumulates tons of screenshots. Let's organize them automatically. First, make sure you navigate to your screenshot folder or know its path. Usually it's in /storage/emulated/0/DCIM/screenshots, but yours might be different. Type Tcode, find all screenshots in /storage/DCIM/screenshots older than 30 days and move them to a folder called Old Screenshots Backup. Make sure you use the correct path for your phone. Tcode will scan through all your screenshots, check their dates, find the ones older than 30 days, create a new folder, and move them there automatically. This keeps your screenshot folder clean. Let's say you recorded a voice memo in M4A format, but you want it as an MP3 file that's smaller and cleaner. Tcode can do that. Tcode, I recorded a voice note in .m4a format in /storage/DCIM/voices. Convert it to a smaller, normalized MP3 with silence trimmed using FFmpeg. Save as clean voice.mp3. Tcode will use FFmpeg to convert the file, normalize the audio levels, trim any silence from the beginning and end, and give you a clean, optimized MP3 file, perfect for sharing or saving space. Here's a super useful one, extracting audio from videos. Maybe you have a lecture video and you want just the audio to listen to while commuting. Tcode, I have a lecture video at /storage/shared/lecture.mp4. Extract just the audio as an MP3 so I can listen while commuting. Tcode will extract the audio track, convert it to MP3 format, and save it for you. Now you can listen to your lecture without having to keep the video file. As you can see, Tcode can handle almost anything. Web development, file management, audio processing, video editing, image manipulation. It's like having a Swiss Army knife for your phone. These are just examples. You can ask it to do virtually any task you can think of.
All right, there's one more really cool feature I want to show you before we wrap up. It's called TC, which is Tcode's Directory Navigation Assistant. This is super handy because navigating folders in Termux using the cd command can sometimes be tedious, especially when you're dealing with long paths. TC makes navigation so much easier. You can just tell it in natural language where you want to go, and it takes you there instantly. First, we need to install TC. Navigate back to your Tcode folder. If you're not sure where you are, remember you can type pwd to check. Then use the cd command to go back to the Tcode folder. It's probably cd/storage/emulated/0/download/tcode, or whatever your path was. Once you're there, we need to run the TC installation script. Type bash install setup tc.sh. Notice it's install setup tc.sh, the TC setup script. Press enter. The installation will run. It's much faster than the main Tcode installation, usually just takes a few seconds. You'll see some text appear, and then you'll get a message saying TC has been installed successfully. Perfect. Now let's test it out. TC is really intuitive to use. Instead of typing long cd commands with paths, you just type TC followed by a natural description of where you want to go. For example, let's say you want to go to your downloads folder. Instead of typing cd/storage/emulated/0/download, you can simply type TC go to downloads folder. This is incredibly useful when you're working on projects and need to jump between different folders quickly. You can move from your downloads to your documents, from there to a specific project folder, then to DCIM for photos, all with simple, natural commands instead of typing out full paths each time. I really hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new here, definitely subscribe because I'm going to be making more tutorials about Tcode, showing you advanced features, specific use cases, and cool projects you can build with it.